What's up, guys? It's me, Ryan,
Dom.
and welcome to Two Buds.
So yeah, basically what we're doing today, if you can read by the title, is we're doing an unboxing of a new Sherlock pipe we just got. And we're basically going to, go over the functionality of it, pros and cons, just everything you need to know about this product, and we're just going to give it a little review.
Yeah, and we're going to be smoking out of it as well, just, give you guys a quick couple shots of what it looks like while you're actually smoking. But I feel like the first thing you should talk about is definitely the price. So this thing right here, this Sherlock pipe, was $35. It's not that bad, actually. The pricing is pretty good. It's about the same amount for like a glass piece if you were to buy that. So.
Yeah. And you can get it at really most places. You don't have to go to a head shop or anything. I got this one at like Rite Aid. So it's you can definitely get it in a lot of places. So.
Yeah, I mean, and it works really well for what it is. It's not a weed pipe, it's a tobacco pipe. So it works pretty well, all things considered.
Yeah, and also I'm going to put up a couple more shots of the packaging, but it's a Dr. Grabow Omega filter pipe. And yeah, it is a tobacco pipe. It's not a weed pipe, so it does not have a cord on it.
Yep.
Which we'll get to a little later. It doesn't. It's just the straight shot pipe.
Yeah. No cord. Also, it's very durable. I think that this is something that needs to be brought up, is that it's made out of wood, and it has a little bit of metal here. I mean, obviously you're not going to be dropping on that anyway, but again, it's very durable. You can drop this around, and I think that's also why the packaging is so like loose. When it's in there, it kind of like shakes around.
So yeah, it's really comfortable, like to hold in your hand. And there's a lot of different ways you can really hold it because you don't have to, hold the cord. So you can really just, it's great. And I was actually thinking about putting a cord in it because it's obviously a tobacco pipe, and from using it, it doesn't really need one. It works really great just without it for weed. So I mean, it's really fine, honestly.
Yeah, I'd agree. And also, considering that this is made out of wood and like a little bit of metal, it's extremely lightweight. You can feel like, again, for the overall comfort, it's nice. It doesn't feel like you have something heavy in your hand. And if you want to put it in your pocket, take it with you. It's not going to weigh you down or anything. And I think it's like a very important thing to have with a pipe, especially something that you're going to be smoking around with.
Yeah, and I also wanted to say a little bit about the packaging on it. Actually, is because it's okay. I mean, it moves around a lot in the plastic that it's in. It's not like secured in place or anything, which I wish they would have done, but. I mean, again, it's so durable that it really doesn't need it. It's not going to break or anything. Like, you could even drop this on the floor. You can drop it anywhere. It's not going to do anything. But this is, it's a little bit skimpy, the packaging. But, again, it's cheap pipe, and it's, it's not like how in head shops you see things that are, like, one of a kind. It's not, it's, been manufactured. It's a big company, so you can't really expect much from it.
Yeah. I think we should move on to the pros and cons, though. There are a few cons, and there are a few pros. I think we're going to start off with pros first and just get into it. I think my favorite thing about this is that you just look so nice while smoking it.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I'm actually going to take a hit while we're talking about the pros and cons.
Yeah. It just looks like really like elegant and kind of feel like just like this classy man just relaxing outside smoking.
Yeah, and another pro of it is that it holds a lot of bud in it, actually. You're losing a lot of it.
Yeah, bud.
But yeah, it holds a lot of bud in it. It's got a very, very, and you can kind of see it. I'm going to we'll get some other shots of it. I'll put some shots on screen. But it has a very, very deep bulb. This entire thing is the chamber of it. So you can put, easily a gram in there, especially of grinded weed. You can definitely, squeeze a good gram in there. Maybe a little bit more. But yeah.
Another awesome thing about this is that it comes in with a built-in filter, and it even says that on the box. It's kind of hard to read, but it's right there. It says, filter pipe. So again, that's awesome. So you don't have to worry about any like little pieces of weed getting in your throat, or just like basically kind of ruining it, making your hit kind of crappy. So
yeah, and that's also great because we don't have a very extensive glass collection or anything, so that was the great part about buying this, was that we're trying to expand our collection a little bit. And right now, actually, you can see he's using it with hemp wick, which is it actually works really well because you can get it down there into the bowl of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, you're gonna see also. I have a bubbler. It's basically a smaller version of a bong, probably know. And that the big problem with that is that the hole for the underneath the bowl is too big. So you basically, if you have grinded weed, which I always grind my weed before I smoke it, it basically just falls right into the hole, and you end up losing a lot of it. So you either need to get a nug plug, which is just you take a little bit off the bud before you grind it, and you shove it down the hole, or you take a stem and put it in there, and it works. But it's still nice that you don't really have to worry about that with this. So, and you see the camera shaking because our notes fell.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah.
I think that the interesting thing about this is that it acts a lot like a one-hitter. It's like kind of just it's got a little curve to it, which is, of course, gonna get right here is it's gonna collect a lot of the, if anything does get through the filter, this is gonna collect a lot of it and make sure it doesn't go into your throat or in your mouth in general. But it acts a lot like a one-hitter because you have to just breathe it in. It doesn't go through any filtration systems, and for the most part, it is pretty straight. So it is very similar to a one-hitter. Yeah,
and like you were saying, also that's the way it really feels like it is because it doesn't have a cord, so you really don't. It's a very different feel. I mean, it's obviously something you get used to, but it's different that you just kind of take a hit of it, and it's you don't have to empty the chamber, you don't have to do anything like that. But yeah, and I also it is a tobacco pipe, so you really can't expect much more. But if it did have a cord, it would overall be great. But that's really not what it's meant for, so it's understandable why it doesn't.
I think the other thing to note about it is that it does not stay lit, right?
Yeah.
So it cherries just fine. You can, while you're smoking, it will cherry and it'll be real good. You get a nice big hit from it. But you can't just puff it. You just can't puff on it, which is, I guess, kind of weird considering that is what most tobacco smokers do out of pipes. Just kind of just sit there and puff, puff, puff. So I was a little disheartened when I found that out. So
yeah, that is kind of a con of it, is that it really threw me off at first when I first tried it, was that I thought that I was going to need to light it once and then it was just going to kind of stay lit. I thought it was you just keep taking hits off it, and it's really odd how it doesn't do that. And I mean, honestly, I have no idea why. It's just, I don't know if it's because it's of the product, if different pipes stay lit better, but honestly I have no experience with tobacco pipes. But and the last con of it is that it's very hard to light, or it's definitely manageable, it's not anything crazy, but with hemp wick I feel like it doesn't work as well.
Alright, I'm gonna put that to rest right now, okay? So hemp wick, to me, works just fine. For him, he has a problem, because what you're not supposed to do is you're not supposed to just shove it in there. What you have to do is you have to light it, put it just above where you have your weed, and then you basically breathe in, and as you breathe in, it pulls the fire into the weed, and then it, starts to heat it up, and then you can smoke it. This guy just kind of shoves it in there real tough. But
yeah, but the other thing about that with hemp wick usage, is that I kind of like hemp wick for, other than the fact that it burns at a much lower temperature. It's not as harsh on your lungs. But the other thing I like about hemp wick is, especially with two people and we're smoking off the same piece, is that you don't want to torch it. What happens with the lighter. You don't want to really torch the whole flame or the whole bowl of flour. So hemp wick is great for that reason, because you can really corner it very well. You can be very exact with it. But this isn't a hemp wick review or anything.
No, but I do want to say one thing. This thing retains flavor a lot. If you are going to use a lighter for it, when you're shooting it in there, you're going to get a lot of butane flavor. Which, if you're not one of those flavor chasers, that's fine. But for me, I don't like the taste. It really just grosses me out. So that's why I try to strictly use hemp wick for, especially this. But just in general, I do like hemp wick more.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's just about everything.
Everything
we need to say. Yeah, I'm gonna put a couple milk shots, in the video somewhere, so you can really get some close-ups of it. So, stick around to the end. But yeah,
I think that
wraps it up.
Yeah, thank you guys.
So yeah, just hope you guys smoked. Hope you guys are having a good day. That's it from us.
Yeah. See you guys. Peace out.
Peace.
Boom. Okay.
Your mouth is so fucking dry too.
I know. All
It's
right.
drier than the fucking Mojave.